Hello, and in this video we are going to go back and we're going to render some of the objects that we did earlier on. So in the last video we looked at how we could add tone to three-dimensional forms to try and emphasize the three-dimensionality. We're going to go back to the one that we did earlier on as our practice thing. Now obviously I've started some of these already when we were doing that part of the lesson. Now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to finish these. I'm going to do them in a couple of variations. I'm going to do them in pencil, colored pencil, and maybe some black and white pencil and some pen. So I might split this into a couple of videos. Depends how it goes. So I've got this. I'm going to have to decide where my sunlight is coming from, my light is coming from. So I'm going to decide that my light on this one is coming from here, like that. So I know that this surface up here is going to be the lightest. So this will be a tone 1. This one over here will probably be the darkest, maybe tone 4, tone 3, like that, and a 1 there. So the same as in the last video, I'm going to make sure that my pencil moves in the direction of the surface. So it's going to either move that way or it's going to move across that way. And in this case, I'm going to take that and it's going to be a 1. So I'm going to do this on an orange. So I'm going to very, very lightly render that in a kind of light orange. Same with this one. I'm going to render that in a very light orange. Like so. This one, it starts to get a bit trickier. Now I want this one, and the surface is going to fall this way, so it's falling vertically this way, so my pencil is going to move this way, and I'm going to have to stop and move my mask about halfway through. So because it's a 5, I know that from our tone boxes that my orange and my colored pencils don't really give me a great depth of tone. So I'm going to try and get a little bit of tone. So like in my other ones, if I had a darker orange, I could go back in with a darker orange. Now I don't have a darker orange, but I do have a kind of red color. So I'm going to use my red and see if I put that over the top of it, if that's going to make a difference to the depth of the tone. And I can see that it doesn't. So I'm going to go back in with perhaps my grey pencil over the top of this time. This is my normal lead pencil. And I'm going to darken it in using my grey pencil. Like that. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Remember, we're working here, we might have limited resources, so we've got to do the best we can with what we've got. So I'm quite happy with that. Now my tone 2 or 3 here, I'm going to make a little bit. I'm going to use the orange, and I know that if I put a couple of layers of that on, it's going to give me my desired tone 2. And now this one is going to be tricky, so I'm going to have to be careful when I go down into here. I'm going to have to make sure I don't go past that. And as you get better and better, you know, you can do away with the masks and you'll be able to get a much better tone. So that's my first one done. I've got my tone 5, my tone 1 and my tone 3 there. So I'm going to think about the next one. Now I might do the next one in pen. So unlike my other one, let's choose another one. Let's go to this one here. So if I look back at my pen on here, when I did it, I did lines that go closer and closer together. So I'm going to do the same with this one. Now if I think about the way these surfaces are falling, this surface goes this way. So I probably want to move my pen either this direction or I want to move it in that direction. So what I'm going to do on this bottom surface, I'm going to move my pen down the way like that, and I'm going to move my pen along the way like that to emphasize the length of it like that. So again, I've got to think about where my light's coming in from, and again I'm going to choose this top side like that. So if I think about, this is going to be quite light, and in fact I might move this up a little bit. So this is going to be my lightest one, so this is going to be my tone 1. This one here I might make a tone, let's have a look. So it's same as here, it's tone 3, and this one here maybe a 4, and this one maybe a 2, like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to move my pen, in this case, in a downward. And I look back at I can see that 2 are quite spaced out. So I'm going to make sure that my lines are quite spaced out. Now for my 5 or my 4, they were a lot closer together. So I'm going to work with my lines and I'm going to make them much, much closer together to give you the illusion of it being darker. Now remember, I can always make these darker. You know, I could always go back in and add more lines in between like that. So I'm just going to take my time. Like that. Now I can see there's probably not enough difference there between the two of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and I'm going to go and make them more of them so they are darker. Now you could try doing these at an angle. They could go at 45 degrees rather than vertical. You know, this isn't an exact science. It's not a right and a wrong. You know, you've got to work out what you want to do for yourself, and as you get more confident, you'll come up with your own kind of style. So I quite like that. That's dark enough for me. Now I'm going to make this one a 2. In fact, I said I'm going to go that way, so I'm going to go that way. Right, now there's probably not enough difference in that tone and that tone. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to make that tone at the bottom a little bit darker. So I'm just going to add more vertical lines in. Like that. And I'm happy with that. So I've got this one. Now I'm going to try this one, but this time I'm going to try it at a diagonal. It might not work, it might work. So again, I'm going to say that my light source is up here, probably up in here somewhere, because if it was down here, this side would be light, and this side would be really dark, and it'd be casting a long shadow. So I'm going to say it's up in here somewhere. So this side is the lightest side, and this side again probably the darkest side. So I'll say a 4, maybe a 3, and a 1 there. Now over here, maybe make that a 2. Yeah. So my top tone on this top one, I am, as I said in my last one, I didn't have any tone on the lightest. So tone 3, I'm going to bring my lines in a little bit closer. And I'm having to be careful. I can see that my line spacing got a little bit away from me there. And that's okay. I can just go back in and make them like that. So this one, let's think about this and let's make that go the other way. So again, this is darker, so the lines are closer again. There's probably not enough difference between those two. I need to make that one a little bit darker. Now at this stage I could be like, well, maybe what I want to do is change my mark making. Maybe I want to go in the other way and do like a cross hatch on here. Maybe that will make that a little bit darker. Let's see. Yeah, that works. That makes it a little bit darker. And on here, I'm quite happy with that being a 1 and that being a 1. Let's go back in. So same again, I'm going to darken that line just to get a little bit of sharpness in that corner, a little bit more emphasis. And at this point I'll go around with my spider, but we've already done the spider on this one. So go away, try and finish. That sounded very sort of just go away. I don't mean it like that. If you go and practice them, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.